Hey there guys, how's it going? Jack the Rabbit here. I was going to talk about the three characters that have been changed. Just three from, two from the Roman dudes and also one from the Vikings. As you'll see them come up is Centurion, and there's also Gladiator, and then there's also Warlord. Now their moves have changed just subtly, not that it has not meant much to really change the gameplay, but we're going to talk about Centurion here first. So looking at his skill set, first of all, it really doesn't look like much has changed at all, other than just maybe a few key points in actual gameplay. As you can see, is basically all the same moves. Except when the gameplay comes up here in a moment, you will see that he can no longer grab. In fact, all he can do is basically punch the heck out of people. And I'm pretty sure that has really affected most people's gameplay. Now, there are times, the only time you can actually grab someone is when you're actually doing your R2 move, which is your right trigger move, and that will initiate him grabbing them. That is the only time he'll actually grab them. And if you were to look, he punches a lot more, which leaves other players to be able to just move around with ease and dodge that punch, which will leave you wide open, as you can see there. Now, another thing that has really changed about Centurion is it looks like he's moving through butter. He's he's really slow from how he used to be. And I just really hate this player right here, as you can probably see. So I just had to get back at him at some point with all the moves he's been doing. So hit him with a late punch and boom, he's down. So in all honesty, that's all that's really changed with Centurion. So just to recap of what we have, he punches a lot more between every move. He can only grab when you're about to use your strong, heavy hit. And it looks like he's moving through butter. And yes, I have a very slow reaction time, it seems. But anyway, I mean, I still love Centurion. Everything about him being a Roman... He's not a gladiator, he's just a super soldier in a way. So, I mean, I won't change the way I play with him, and I'll certainly have to relearn his skill set. But all in all, that's all I really have to say about Centurion. And just hope they maybe see this problem a little further and can change a little bit more about him.
Round two.
The next guy we're going to talk about is, of course, the Gladiator. He is the Roman hero of the Knight faction. He's a fast, counter-strike, stamina-focused hero. Now, I don't really play Gladiator much. I didn't really like him as a character, to be honest. But as I played him today and a little bit few just to get the grasp of him, he's not that bad of a character. He gained an additional light attack before he uses his heavy. So you can do 1 light and then a heavy, 2 light and then a heavy, 3 light and a heavy, or a 4 light and a heavy. He also gained a pretty big, I believe, a movement boost. He moves a little more fluidly, as a gladiator should. He's not very clunky as I played him, well, at least a little bit that I know. And he's just really fast. Players would have to really think about how they're going to move about when facing Gladiator if they face him in the match. And of course, I'm terrible with him, so I had to pretty much adapt as I went. But I mean, I kind of had a little bit of fun with him. The one thing I found really interesting is, of course, his larger stamina pool, as I was able to outlast my enemies to be able to just outmaneuver or outstrength them. Now, that doesn't mean that just because you have a larger stamina pool, you're better. His attacks do seem to be a little weaker than most heroes. His health bar doesn't seem to last very long. As you can see, he gains a lot more damage than most heroes. And it might be because of his gladiator state. In favor of maneuverability and a larger stamina pool, he gets damaged a little more. So you're expected to be able to dodge around and move with ease. Except Centurion when you're moving through butter. So, in all, Gladiator is not that bad of a hero. Did I enjoy using him? I did, to a certain degree. But, I mean, he's not my favorite hero to play. But, with his movement speed, it's a hit or a miss. That's all I really have to say about our Gladiator boy. As I said, he only had maybe 1 or 2 things that changed about his moveset. But thank you for listening in for him. Let's move on to our final character of the day. Moving on to our final character, which is the Warlord. Now, I gotta say, a lot has really changed with Warlord. He has a lot of his same moves, except for the final moveset, he has deflection. When he moves into a certain spot, when someone tries to hit him, it can deflect, and he can do a headbutt attack, or he can do a full-blown attack. And another thing I gotta add, Warlord has been changed from a simple Viking to a god! I mean, look at that. He can tank moves better than a Lawbringer. Every one of his attacks is almost as superior. He's actually a lot faster from where he used to be, and he doesn't feel as clunky anymore. He honestly feels like a warlord, moving through the battlefield, able to command his people very well. And just, I love playing with him. He had a very good mindset, or not mindset, a move set. And I really enjoyed playing him to the point where I've actually am now considering being part of the Viking faction. And as you know me, I like to be heroes of the one faction I'm a part of. And not to put any shame on my Conky boy, the Warlord boy has really given me some time to think. I mean, I've gotten a lot more kills with him than I have as Conqueror in a single Breach match. And it's just simply because that the Warlord moves through the battlefield as a boss and a god. So all in all, though, I really like the Warlord character, and I think he's going to be one of my mains. And as for the other two characters, Centurion, in summary, is not bad. It's going to take another kind of mindset to be able to really play as him. You know what I mean? And as far as the Gladiator goes, I mean, as long as you have played him and know how to play him, it's kind of a no-brainer. He's gotten faster, he has a large stamina pool, but I honestly don't think anything compares of how much love Warlord got, as much of a tank he's gotten. So that's just my opinions of these three characters, and also just a little bit of my experience on these three characters. And all in all, Warlord's got to be my favorite work that's been put in. This has been Jack the Rabbit. Thank you for joining me on today's episode. Hope you have a good day, and don't forget to stay safe. Have fun.